No, there's no sign. But I think we found it. I think we found Q over on the East Coast, New Hampshire. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna talk to everybody. We're gonna see how they build rifles, how they assemble them, how they do everything. And we're just gonna go check out Q LLC. Is it Q LLC? If you guys like this, if you guys like seeing behind the scenes from these different manufacturers, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do it for a lot of other manufacturers. Who knows? Without further ado, let's head into Q and see what they got going on. It's locked. Check out. It's got a beanie. No boxes behind this whiteboard. Kevin, dude, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really excited to show everybody Q. I mean, you guys obviously do things a lot differently than everyone else. What do you mean real human skeleton?
That's a human skeleton in there. See?
Oh, that actually might be a real human skeleton.
I know. You can touch him.
I don't want to touch it.
Glad to have you guys. Yeah, so production, so ladies' rooms here.
I love this American
Side guy. So this is production.
We're gonna start with silencers.
In 2006, for SOCOM competition, the down select was us and Surefire. They beat us.
Yeah.
And they should have. So on the way home, the engineer and I designed that machine.
That is super cool.
So we could robotically, circumferentially weld the silencers to make them stronger. Puts less stress in the part, it's more precise. These welds
super clean.
3 seconds a piece as opposed to 30 seconds a piece. You can handle the silencers right away. But you know, the first tubeless silencer in the States was the original Honey Badger prototype that Ethan did. And it's once we got that welding machine, the welds were strong enough, we didn't need an outer tube. So what we did was it increased internal volume. So like volume's the #1 thing to make silencers quieter. So it's just progressed, and you know, everything's tubeless now. You see it throughout the industry. They're lighter, more volume, more efficient. So it's pretty good. So it comes into this machine, and on this machine, this is electro discharge machining. So we'll see these. Well, he's loading one now, so we'll see it run in a minute. But these are precision mounts to replicate like the cherry bomb or the muzzle of the gun.
They got tapers built in.
Yeah. You install them there. This fills up with water. This brass wire from the machine runs through the silencer, touches off here. We'll program it to do whatever size we want. So a tapered hole or straight.
This isn't like a wire EDM.
Wire EDM.
It's a wire EDM. Yeah. Okay.
So then electricity just vaporizes the material, so there's no burrs, and the hole will be perfectly straight. It doesn't matter if the baffles are a little warped or not.
Right.
And then they'll take them over to the bench and they'll spin them and measure the run out and make sure it's within spec. Doing this programming, it goes from hole to hole, you know, silencer. So we're able to run these machines 24 hours.
How long does that one can take for it to wire EDM?
When we first did this in the early 2000s, it would take like 40 minutes to silencer.
Oh.
And now, depending on the silencer, 5 to 8 minutes. So that's pretty much silencers. From there, final QC, if the titanium silencers are just bead blasted now, so we've got an automated machine you'll see to do that. And the nitrided silencers, the steel silencers like the pork chop, we send out for nitriding. So we talked about QSERT. We QSERT all the parts of the boombox upper, and you can see, like, look at all these fixtures. We design and build them in-house, print all of this stuff in-house. And so we've got an engineer that works with them full time, and this is all he does. The attention to detail on what it takes to make the gun what it is.
Right.
So for the charging handle latch, you put it in the QSERTs along the top. If you don't want to run a top rail, direct optic mounts with the QSERT, so it saves all that weight. But putting in the steel feed ramp, QSERT for pinching across the top. If you don't want to make a big, heavy, monolithic upper like Lewis Machine and Tool, but you want it to be really rigid,
that's how you do it?
this is the kind of stuff you
do. I think it's small details where like the consumer doesn't necessarily see how much more difficult it is to individually install these QSERT pieces.
For the fix, the first handguards, it took 4 hours each handguard to install the QSERTs by hand. So then the engineers designed and built this in-house as a stopgap till they made an automated machine to do it. I've been using this for 8 years, it's still going. But this took it from 4 hours to 4 minutes. And so now we're going through the automation process. So the engineers worked with the company and designed this.
So long story short, they have those little steel screw holes loaded into these little magazines, and it's like automatically feeding this machine and press fitting them into the handguard. For those of you who don't understand what is exactly taking place.
You broke the imaginary little curtain here, so you had to press the green button.
Did I? Oh, I was gonna get my finger safety.
Yeah.
I just broke OSHA code already. Been here for like an hour.
So the downside to Q-Cert is it's expensive to do, but you know it's 900 pounds of pull at every junction. It's the strongest thing you can do. We talked about doing our own carriers and stuff.
Yeah.
So torque the keys into place, and then the staking machine. This is just.
That's fun. That's satisfying.
Yep, like that. Okay.
And then we just,
Press it.
the most satisfying part.
Hold it for a second and then. Right.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's super satisfying.
How easy was that?
10. Is this what is in a lot of the buffers for ARs and stuff? I mean, yeah.
Yep, that's in the Honey Badger, the 5.56 Honey Badger.
Don't drop it.
Should I drop it just for fun? Is there like a precise measurement?
Yes. Put that in here. The hole up. Yep, so turn it the other way. All right, and then you're gonna scoop some balls.
Scoop some balls.
Push that forward, and that will scoop the extra out. Pull out this little. Yep.
That drops them
That's
in.
how many you want the rounded side to go
Towards
on
the
the
rubber.
bumpers. So now you're gonna put that.
What is happening?
So just get all the holes lined up.
That actually worked.
Okay.
Oh my god, that scared me. I'm glad I didn't just scream. You can see how it'll fit in there. You want the bumper to press up against this bumper.
Did I not line it up good? So I think we're moving on to gas blocks.
Here on our gas block, we got threads. And so we're not going to be pinning the tube in. We're actually going to be screwing and torquing this nut onto the end here. And then this part's flared out. Sure that we
For
don't
all
have,
the auto mechanics out there, it's sort of like a brake line
Yeah.
or something, you know? Like,
just like brake lines. Going to get it until it lines up. And then just like on the barrel, we're going to have the set pin. Thread it on by hand to make sure it don't cross thread. And after that, we'll torque to 100 inch-pounds. Now we have tension on the tube.
yeah.
You want to go ahead and give it a shot?
Yeah. Okay, 100 inch-pounds. Wow, 100 inch-pounds is no joke. That thing is on there. Yeah, that's crazy.
Free labor.
Free, yeah. I'll send them the bill after we leave.
Yeah, it's amazing how happy it makes me.
I'm actually
Flavor you like?
anything with red 40 in it.
Literally the best trigger ever made. There's a whole pile of them.
Yep.
So he built the original one of these, and it was to dry fire. You know, the Fix is the first bolt gun where the sear is in with the striker rather than the trigger pack.
Right.
This is your whole firing mechanism. We're trying to fix a lot of things wrong with conventional bolt.
Is that where the name The Fix came from?
Yeah, probably.
Have you guys ever used this to torture test it as well? Just leave
Yeah.
it going forever
Well,
and forever?
That's what the original one was for. Any traditional gun, between 1,500 and 10,000 dry fires, you'll break the striker, you'll break parts in. And at 86,000 rounds, the digital counter broke. But now we just use it for production to get any burrs off of it so that your trigger pull is where it's gonna be forever. And they'll bring it with this machine, it's a Dvorak, so they'll put it in here and we'll dry fire it 3 times and graft the trigger pull. We're looking for anomalies, generally, making sure it's within specifications that we set for the weight of the trigger.
Yeah.
This shows us the exact trigger pull. So we can see where it peaks,
It's
where it
inconsistent,
falls.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we can have 3 different measurements. We can measure over travel. It's great. So first I do have the safety on so we can kind of clear. So we can see this green line boot goes straight up. Sort of follow. And that's almost perfect. There's no inconsistencies. We generally do it 3 times, and in those 3 times, it's usually within 0.1 to 0.2.
That's pretty crazy. I'm trying to eat this sucker that Kevin gave me, so that way I'm not just slurping on it the rest of the video. No, I was
You put
crazy.
any other trigger in there, like it makes every other trigger when you grab one go like, hey, if you just want to get after it, man.
Another sucker.
Do another
Red
one.
40. I'm red 40 maxing. This was the part that I was super interested in.
So making the carriers.
I've just never been to a place that actually makes bolt carriers.
Yeah, so we just couldn't consistently get true mil-spec carriers that would QC. And so it would keep us from shipping those. Yeah, so then the rear pieces. He built the rear pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we make the rear pieces as well.
And then what finish are you guys putting on the bolt carrier groups? Nitride.
So if they want 6 arc to last any amount of time, that's what they have to
They
make
need to
it
do
out.
those. Yeah.
And I don't even think they're doing that. I think they may be using C300, which is really good, but this is better. Like that's a boombox barrel and barrel extension. We make the extensions in-house, and they're C350 as well. So that's the strongest material on the planet. Like, what do you reckon this much material costs?
$100.
That's $100 in material?
Material.
My 36-inch bar is $800.
That's wild.
That's why nobody does what we do, and that's why our products cost a lot. It has to be really strong. It's the only way you can do it. You can't cheat it. So just the material cost when we get it here is probably $250 for the 2 pieces before these guys touch it.
That's wild. This isn't gunsmithing, to be clear.
This is gun building, like production.
It's just
building.
assembly.
Yeah, this is. I mean, that's our whole job, right? As engineers, is we make it so the gun can go together perfectly, and you don't have to gunsmith.
You must have gone to SDI. I show up to Q. You guys run out of beer after giving me 1 beer. And then you order wings, but they're actually just chicken nuggets. And then you guys go, by the way, we're going to build you a boombox, but it's just used.
You know,
Is this a typical Q experience?
I would say it would be better, but like I think I was just out in your neck of the woods looking to do a video with you, and where were you?
Were you?
Yeah.
Cut that one.
Production buy-off gun here, so she's a little dirty. So usually I start by.
I wasn't good enough to get off-the-shelf components, guys.
She's a little dirty.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
The barrel's a little brown.
No, I like it. I like it. How many rounds have been through that?
So
barrel?
it's got about 270. So I on this gun.
So she shot out.
No.
I'm kidding. He's like, what, dude? I think the mag catch is the coolest part of this build.
I think you're full of shit.
What if I just started with the mag catch?
What if you started with a mag catch in the correct orientation? Are you gonna start having fun yet or no?
Mag catch.
Mag catch in gun.
Don't put it in backwards.
Looks just like a normal mag catch spring button. We made the button look different. Doesn't do anything but be different.
Isn't that Q in a nutshell, though? No, I'm just kidding.
I think I'm gonna
Kevin behind the camera.
give this guy the people though.
He's like, who invited this guy?
That is the rudest lesbian.
The rudest lesbian. I did used to drive a Subaru. Any or what? What is the? What makes me a lesbian? There's nothing like a little bit of like used gun components combined with hands food. There's a little bit. My lead levels are gonna shoot up more than they already are. So much.
There's torques now.
So now
Fun fact: I've never installed one of these without scratching the receiver. I scratch it every time.
it's your gun. So I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. This is a 3D printed or production binder jet printed bolt catch. It looks real weird for very specific reasons. The bolt catch is balanced much more so than a mil-spec. Balanced meaning that the center of mass is closer to the pivot. Because we make super lightweight guns, shit flies all over the place under recoil. So this bolt catch is better balanced so that the catch doesn't jump up under recoil.
Nerd.
I think I'm gonna punch this guy. Who invited him, Brett?
All right, let's see if I don't scratch this receiver. 100% I do though. Wait.
All right, ready?
Oh, I see.
Hold that for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, pull that pin out. That punch has a little titty. Keep it centered.
Good.
No, keep going quite a ways. Just
Dude, immediately after installing this, you know what I could tell? That the center of the axis on that bolt catch is way more centered.
This is so annoying. All right, 40 foot-pounds on the receiver extension.
But I gotta put the dingling in.
No, not on this gun.
No dingling.
So, dingling goes there, dingling. This is like watching two trying to hump a doorknob.
Oh, we're good. There we go.
Ready? I don't know if we can. There's gonna be a lot of edits.
We can leave that one out.
Or the plastic.
No, that dingleberry.
No, we don't need it. Just in case you want to fill the hole.
I know what. You don't have it. You don't even have a dingleberry.
No dingleberry.
That's right. They don't have a dingleberry. The dingleberry being the buffer spring and buffer retainer that usually goes right here. It's kind of like the Maxim. Well, you guys came out first. It's not like the Maxim. Yeah, that was.
Dude, you were gonna get.
The Maxim is kind of like the Q.
Let's do drop-in trigger next. So, literally, say it with me. Literally the best.
Widowing.
Literally the best trigger ever made.
Widowing, the best trigger ever made.
Literally.
Is Geisley Automatics. I'm just kidding.
We're
All
not.
right, that's the last dig. I promise. They're starting to get genuinely angry at me.
Have you in time to get it? There you go. Okay, easy peasy. Trigger goes in next.
Have you guys ever actually broken a receiver by dropping the trigger on it?
Broken a receiver by dropping.
Yeah, everyone always goes like,
Oh no, it doesn't break. It just chips your anodized.
oh, okay.
Makes it look like
Yeah.
production facility. And that one's wrong.
All right, how would you do it?
So,
You only get one shot though.
oh, one shot? Okay.
Yeah.
What, you want to bet a sandwich on us?
Yeah, I'll buy you a sandwich tomorrow.
Sandwich.
All right,
One shot.
yeah. That was dumb. That was really dumb.
I'll take my sandwich.
Yeah.
The Honey Badger stock, essentially, a little bit longer on the boombox.
I love this. Yeah.
So, that guy goes on. Before you put that in, we've got our.
This is unironically one of the coolest looking stocks ever made.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that.
Thanks.
The Isley and Maxim make better ones though.
You can go ahead and rotate through, kind of like the stock arms create a little V shape. You can grab a hex and find the hole first. Oh, Jesus.
What was that?
That was the torque wrench. Are you going to tighten this or not?
Dude, what is going on, dude?
Just do that again.
Did I strip it?
No, you're just slower than most.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this
Okay.
is the ugliest stock ever made. No. Who designed this? They deserve kudos. Whoever designed this deserves a beer.
Upper receiver, quite a bit different than mil spec. So I've got a longer boss on the front of the receiver. We wrap the receiver essentially and take out all the clearance between the receiver and the barrel extension. So when you go ahead and slide this guy in, be a slip fit. There it is. And then when you put the pinch screw in, which is this guy, drop it in right there.
Oh, cool. It's like having thermal fit without having thermal fit.
Yep. So you go ahead and torque that, and then your barrel will not come out. Okay, now let's see if it works.
That little click is the...
Go ahead. There you go. So now go ahead and pinch. Easy peasy. Gas block and gas tube are a little bit different.
This gas block is kind of like Knight's.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they.
It's the, like their Mod 2 gas block or whatever.
Yeah.
it's
So
called.
I mean, it's really, and you know what Knight's gas block is a lot like? A brake line.
Yeah.
So we got our index pin that aligns the gas block with the port.
Oh, it's like fail-proof?
Yeah, so that there's an index notch in the gas block and then a pin on the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know
You
why everybody
can't-
doesn't do that.
Yeah, you can't mess it up.
I've never installed something like this, but over pins and all that, I already like this better.
It adds a little weight, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the places on the gun that we actually add some weight back. But
I hate the guesswork of just like
Yeah, no, it's
aligning it. Yeah.
no, we control that very tightly to make sure that those holes always align. There you go. Much better. Before we throw that guy on, there's a few features to pay attention to in the upper. So there's a threaded hole up top, right? There's a hole that corresponds to that in the handguard, and there's a threaded hole down here. So what that means is I'm going to drive my handguard with 2 screws directly to the upper.
It's crazy how much lockup is going on right here.
It's important.
Yeah, like that is, I mean, I'm just used to clamping my handguard here and just screwing a barrel nut on, but like this has an insane amount of lockup.
And we did the
Yeah.
testing. It was a big deal to us. The guys that we want to use our guns,
They put things on their handguard.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They put things out on the front of the
That
hand.
requires 0. Yeah.
We want them to stay in the same place.
Yeah.
Not only do we drive it this way with the handguard, we have a pinch feature as well. So you're driving with 2 screws and then also pinching to wrap the handguard around this boss. So again, 0 clearance.
It's not overly complicated, but nobody does it.
We do it.
There.
Wrap the handguard around the front of the receiver.
That's how that works.
It acts as a dampener, right? So when under recoil, instead of the charging handle getting
Like slamming?
launched all over the place, it's preloaded and dampened by that little piece of rubber. 2 is balance the latches about the axis of pivot. Just like the
bolt
balance
catch. Yeah.
Balance charging handle latches about the axis of rotation. Like, see how it never stops in the same orientation?
Oh, that's actually crazy. Yeah.
That was a bad one. Doesn't stop in the same orientation. So this is a pretty basic gun that stops in the same
It stopped in the same spot 3 times. I believe you, but yeah, unironically, all jokes aside, these are things nobody thinks of when buying a gun or taking price into consideration or anything like that. They don't see that.
And we haven't even gotten into the hard part. Like, that was just the annoying part. The hard part was making the thing last and not break. This is why the gun took
Yeah.
2.5 years, and this is why the gun
And the
is.
bolt looks funky. Like, it's got all these holes in it. It's shiny. I mean, it looks tight.
Oh, they're tight.
What?
Top rail. You point against your receiver, and then you can go ahead and drop all these guys in.
No Loctite.
No Loctite. Yep, and then torque the right back to them.
That's sick.
the ear-
I love the continuous rail. I really do. Like, genuinely, one of the reasons I like LMT rifles, like we were talking about off camera, I love continuous monolithic uppers. I love the Honey Badger. I love the boombox. Love, you know, all the Q products. I love all the aesthetics behind it. The big thing is, despite loving it, I never knew how much lockup was going on. Like, I really didn't know what was going on underneath the handguard.
What if we took all these cool things from the boombox and put them in the Honey Badger?
Can you? Are you?
Here's the great thing about the boombox and the Honey Badger, and also the bad thing, right? It looks like an AR and muscle memory. All the controls are the same, but everything is actually different.
Literally, that's what I'm learning right now. That's why what I'm trying to communicate is that it's not. Damien, look how bad I fucked up.
That's really bad.
It's really bad.
Spring hanging out of
The spring is just hanging out the back. But guys, guess what?
Does it still work?
She works.
Magic of the boombox.
Here, just give me some like a razor blade or something. We'll cut it off. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, look. One turn, literally. One turn.
You might need one more.
Yeah.
To put this guy together, you just slide the 2 halves together. There's a pin with a little notch on it. You drop it in there. There's a detent that holds it in place. So you just take it and kind of pop her in. The spring winds on from the back. Just like that.
There's so many people watching me, and like there's pressure.
Like bombs. Hey.
Boombox. That's the boombox.
Hell yeah. Let's go shoot it.
Let's go shoot it. What cool YouTuber transition. Ready? We're out here at Q's lovely range. It's like negative 700 degrees out here, like really cold. Hey, we're gonna test all the guns, the gun we built and some special super secret squirrel contract guns that don't exist into this dirt berm.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. It's pretty freaking cold is what it is. Jeez! Built a gun, drank a lot of beers, threw an optic on it, now we're here. Same gun, right?
Same gun.
We brought some other things out here though, so, oh! Haha. That's weird. Why does it do that? Is it broken?
Magic.
I guess we'll find out. This is a can that does not exist, correct?
Right.
That's
so
a prototype.
That's a military prototype. We're just experimenting how short we can go. So that's a 4-inch barrel with a mini baffle can.
I want to shoot this.
Yeah.
Can we shoot this?
Hell it.
I'm gonna start with the gun that's not mine. We're gonna not wear ear pro. Hearing damage is cumulative in case you didn't know, so wear ear pro, but I'm gonna listen to it so you don't have to.
Whoa.
Dude. Okay, this thing is going so slow. Get behind me. The sun is hitting the round perfectly. It feels like an airsoft gun. Like you can watch the round. So focus on the berm, Damien. You ready? So the barrel on this, you said this is 4
inches.
4-inch barrel. That's got to be like, I mean, what? Subsonic 1190 or something, 1180. What is it?
Usually we run them around 1050.
1050. So this is coming out at.
Somewhere in the 800s to 900s. I haven't chrono. This gun just got.
So you're saying this is an airsoft gun and you can shoot your friends with it?
Yeah, no.
That's such a big round, like 800 feet per second. It doesn't matter if you have a 300 and whatever grain projectile traveling at you. I mean, you're gonna die bad, really bad. The boombox, the one I built, has a 12-inch barrel. I'm assuming it's gonna be quieter even.
Yeah,
The longer barrel probably helps.
Probably a little bit, especially to your ear, with the muzzle being further from your ear.
Yeah.
It'll be significantly quieter.
I feel like there's less pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, than the other one. Dude, it shoots so good. It shoots so. This is my first time shooting the boombox, by the way, guys. Like, those are the first rounds I've ever put on it. It has way less recoil than I thought it was going to have. That's fun. How do you not like that? It's crazy how little this weighs. It's this is just a good gun. Long story short. Shoot more. So this isn't like a review on the boombox. I mean, I've literally shot now 40 rounds through the 8.6, Q rifles. But I will say, compared to the Faxon that I did a video on, it's not even in the same ballpark as far as weight goes. This just doesn't feel like you're holding an AR-10 at all.
It's because it's not. It's an AR-15 that takes 8.6.
8.6, yeah, it's crazy. The mag adds like half the weight, I feel like, fully loaded.
This is just prototype. Like, it'll run. It's just like you might have a couple of
hiccups. Yeah.
It's just not dialed in yet, but
This is a concept.
This is really the concept, and I think where we're gonna move to is this barrel on this gun. So I'm probably gonna go shorter yet, just because there is. If you think about the time that the bullet's in the barrel, because these bullets are moving so slow, that's more time for you to move,
Right.
which is more input on your, your flight or your impact. So
Yeah.
like a shorter barrel with these slow moving bullets is actually better, because we've shown that we can get the velocity up. Like, these are running 850 with the loads as is.
Yeah.
Now, if we just bump the powder charge up a little bit, we can bump them to 900 to 1,000.
Yeah.
So why not have a shorter barrel? You don't need it. Like, we're stabilizing them with the 1 and 3.
In 4 inches.
Yeah, so just do the shortest gun ever and then
Right.
make up for it with can. So
That's crazy. Dude, this one looks sick. Is that gonna be your final look for the handguard?
moving forward, we'll probably go to like a little bit prettier of an extrusion and maybe slim down the weight a little bit in the profile. But, it'll generally look like that shroud over the silencer and then bolted to the handguard.
Where we're going, we don't need red dots. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the quietest one.
Let me hear it without a ear.
That's easily the quietest one by
And that's where
far.
it's the balance of, like, the more baffles you put onto the can, the more back pressure you're going to get and sound out the port. So, like, it's a balancing act that we're going to develop a silencer around the gun. So that's the beauty of us doing everything, is like we control both the gun and the silencer and make them like tuned to each other. So.
What will be the greatest trigger ever made? So this is your guys' new silencer. Have you guys announced this online? Like, is this
Yeah, I think
talked
so.
about yet?
We've got deals with shipping out the first batch of them with the silencer shop already, I believe.
So we're gonna test out the Q Southpaw.
A few interesting things is We've got Inconel blast baffle and Inconel end cap. So
Does it come looking like this? Because I actually kind of like the disc
yeah, I think
coloration.
you'll see a little bit of difference just because of the material difference. So
I like it.
I mean, we try and tend to do things that make sense, not look good to some dude on the internet.
I feel like that's the funniest thing I've heard from Q, because Q guns in general are like some of the most recognizable looking guns ever.
But it's all for a reason.
But it's for a
we
reason,
talked
yeah.
about it last night, we don't do gold because it's gold. We do gold because it's the best coating you can do.
Yeah.
Like it is the most pure form of the anodized.
Honey Badger 5.56, 10 inch?
9.69.
9.69. Did you do 6.9 on purpose? You literally did it on purpose?
Yeah.
Little poppy on the first round, but then it quiets down. Yeah. This sounds great.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Short gun, short can. Like, that sounds really good. You know what, guys? Yeah, it's done. Ship it out.
I mean, it took us a while to get, like, we were real concerned about durability, like passing some of the military tests that we're interested in, you know, like making sure the can is up for submission.
Damien, your hands are cold, right?
Yeah.
Just come put your hands on this. Let's get the out of here, dude. This is crazy.